Hi, thanks for joining me once again on the Ghanaian Farmer channel. This week, it's all about more education on selecting the perfect location for your agriculture purposes. Now, when it's come to farming, we have different sectors in the farming, space. Yeah. So from the fish farming to the crop farming, the livestock farming, and then of course, many others. But it is always important that you engage the expert who would enlighten you or who would go with you to the farm to ensure that you are selecting the best land for what you're about to do. And that's why you see Erica Santi here, our agronomist in the Ghanaian Farmer company, and of course we have Ben also right behind us. He came with us today because I told him one of our clients need land for poultry farming. Eric, so far, before I come to the substantial question, we've been to 3 different locations. And the client says, I want to do poultry. Okay. So far, what is your general overview of the 3 locations we've seen?
Okay, sincerely speaking, I'll say all the places are good and it fits for the purpose for which she's intending to use it for. Now, the choice is hers for the taking. Decision, price will be a factor, but eventually they all fall within the range she can afford and she's comfortable. So we are hoping that when everything comes together, she will make her choice. All of them are close to a point the cars can come. He can have access to anything he's looking for. And we see a presence of water specifically on all these places. So I think each of them is fairly good for her choice making.
Okay. Now, she mentioned she wanted a land closer to the roadside. Right. And you said that is good, but it comes with some consequences. Right. What are these? Because most clients who call, hey, the Ghanaian farmer, I want a land closer to the roadside. And you have to explain extensively why they should choose somewhere inside, especially if it's piggery, goats, chicken. Why can't I be closer to the roadside? So
in selecting site, like we mentioned, you definitely consider accessibility to road.
Yes.
When we say accessibility to road, not necessarily on the roadside, principally the main road, not at all. Because the frequency of the road usage or the car passing here and there are spreading dust around. Being it vegetables, being it poultry or any form of the animals, it will be receiving these dust and it comes with its own fungal and bacterial infection. Remember, you do not see some of these pathogens, so it will come and it will have its own consequences. You also have the wind and the gas, the cars releasing gases. That is why we are saying it is good to have road accessibility, not necessarily by the roadside. So to access your area, this is the meaning of when we say road accessibility. And so far you have water in the place, you can move your items to the market. And the people you'll be working with, we say labor, are also willing and easy to access your farm. Basically, this is the understanding when we are saying road accessibility.
Okay. Yeah. But now let's go detailed into when I'm choosing a land.
Right.
So for me, our land is purposely for a mixed sort of farming. Right. Training center, a bit of aquaculture, a bit of livestock and crop farming. But for people who want to do specific things, like Sandra, she want to do poultry. Such people, what are some of the things I should look at? This land, it's like a story building. You climb up and climb down. I don't want to go up. My way is to do like this. So I'm here. Now, what are the things I have to look out for when settling on a land? So
generally, I'll give about 5 pointers for general one. Then we'll narrow down to Sandra, a client like Sandra, who wants to do specifically poultry. So we are looking, as I mentioned earlier, road accessibility, nearness to market to move your product to your market center, the topography of the land.
What is topography?
So how the steepness or flatness of the area. Is it slowing? Is it undulating? Is it flat? Whichever way, so far it's not extreme, the construction manager or the earthworks will be dealt with. So for example, here we could see a bit of gentle steep. This one, they will just move some of the soil up there to fill up, and you will get there surface level you are looking for.
Okay.
That is not anything. People build on mountains,
right,
and you could see they cut it in to access. So with this, you could have it. So topography is a good one.
Okay.
Then you also need a water source. You must consider a source of water. If you are fortunate to have water like this moving, it means when you dig a well, you dig a storage system, you put down a borehole, it means you can easily access quite a good volumes of water. And then with water source, then you can have a water storage system.
Right.
So these are the key things you must not ignore. Then don't also forget about labor. It's not all the communities that you have the people willing to work on a farm. Yeah, people are into different trade. So you must understand the region. You must understand the community. What are they into? This area, Ayenswano and its environment is within a farming community. Their principal work is farming. You could see cassava, plantain, everybody doing something on a farm. That means if you give them good remuneration, they are willing to work with you. Now, precisely on poultry farm, usually poultry farm are sited a bit away from the community. Why? Because you are going to deal with the fecal matters of these animals, birds, and you don't want the stench to get into the community center. Neither do you want to have a certain relationship that is not friendly with the community. So you site it a bit away, distance 30 meters, or 40 meters, preferably 100 meters. You go inside, build a farm estate there. When everything is packed, then you move out. You position where the community will develop and gradually meet you on the way. That way, you are well positioned towards a future term. So I believe you should be a bit of away from the community. In this way, the air is clean. You know, there is air quality standard for human being, for animal, for everything you do. So the air quality in this distance from the community is very sound, clean, and I believe it will help your birds to grow in a good and conducive environment.
Okay. Lastly, what value do people like you bring to us? Because I don't want to pay money. I want to just I want to come and choose my land and go. What value do people like you and Ben, bring to us when you join us on these trips? Because yesterday you were even in Cape Coast to go and do another site. What value do you bring to the farmer?
So we have the future of what you are going to do in mind. Okay. So it's just like an architect who is drawing on the sheet. For you, the owner, you just see lines, but the architect could image for you until 3D came. They could image or have the future in mind that when you put this structure here, it will become a bedroom. So that's how we see. When we come and we look at all these key indicators of selecting site, and we know that it meets. Solemnly, we are able to say, yeah, here is good, and we mean it is good. So key thing we bring is that we help you position yourself strategically in the long term, so that you are not only moved by price. It's cheap, so I like it. It's too expensive, so I don't like it. You rather choose what will have a medium to long term impact for your project. So when we come, if you came to choose a loan, and later on you brought me, Eric, come and check my land, and I come and say, here doesn't really suit the situation, the purpose, you'll be worried. Probably you might have parted way with money. And you are concerned. If it is a crop farming, one of the things we will check the soil quality. We'll get some soil for soil testing. Check the pathogen situation, the disease content, the nutrient content, and the soil quality. Whether it's a clay loam, a sandy loam, what's the balance? We need to confirm all these things before we give you green light. That way, you know that for the next 20 years, 30 years, you are going to be able to manage your production through and through.
Okay, so that's it. Free consultation number 2. You will not pay money for this one, but when you call for an extensive one, then you pay money. Thank you very much for watching. I believe this has been very insightful, very short but insightful. These are some of the things you've got to take into consideration when you're going into farming. Remember to subscribe and of course share the link. Please don't skip when the ads are playing. Watch it. Thank you very much for supporting us. So there is more to come from the journey of Sandra, and there is more to come, of course, from our farm, the Ghanaian Farmer Farmland. From here, we are going there to see you know, the trees were cutting. People are saying, hey, you know, don't cut, don't cut. Well, I have cut. Let's go and see what happened. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.